Dangerous news, dangerous decision by the Ethiopian government. Could this decision lead to war in Ethiopia or right on Ethiopian border with a neighboring country? Why did Ethiopian government make this decision? What will be the impact of this decision, and is the war now right around the corner? Welcome to the channel. Thank you for watching. Sudanese government officials, I'm saying, they have talked to Al Jazeera saying they're preparing to defend against a new military front which could be opened from Ethiopian territory towards Sudan. What is happening on Ethiopia Sudan border? Well, for the past few days, we have been hearing that in an Ethiopian regional state, some military facilities have been constructed where military training is ongoing, and some foreign fighters or Ethiopian fighters are being trained there, from where they will be launched into a neighboring country. Several sources reported about the establishment and construction of these military facilities. What I have learned is that the military facilities are being constructed. Some have been constructed, some are undergoing construction. They're being constructed and established in Hamosha district. Hamosha is in Asosa. Asosa, is in Benishangal Gumuz region of Ethiopia. In Hamosha district, there is a Kabyle called Bamadon. Bamadon Kabyle is around 40-50 kilometers away from Asosa city. So in Bamadon Kabyle, these military sites have been established in recent months, you can say. Now, dozens of trucks are being seen, military trucks being seen around the area, in the area. According to Al Jazeera, artillery pieces have been seen, jamming systems have been seen, combat vehicles have been seen in this area. Al Jazeera did not mention the exact location. When I talked to a source, he confirmed to me that the location of these sites is Bamadon Kabyle. So there, military facilities have been built, fighters are being trained. Ethiopian National Defense Force troops, they have taken control of the entire area. Civilians are not allowed to enter this area. And suddenly, civilians are seeing large-scale movement of military vehicles in the area. You know that Benishangal Gumuz region of Ethiopia shares border with Sudan. If the fighters being trained in Benishangal Gumuz region are being trained to intervene in Sudanese civil war, they could be RSF members, they could be foreign mercenaries, they could be Ethiopians who will ultimately be launched into Sudanese civil war in support of Rapid Support Force. Some Sudanese government officials talked to Al Jazeera this week, and they said that they're bracing for a new military front. which they fear will be opened from Ethiopian territory into Blue Nile state of Sudan, which is on Sudan-Ethiopia border. Sudanese military units are being sent to the area. Regional forces are being deployed to stop the infiltration of fighters from Ethiopia being trained on Ethiopian territory into Sudanese soil. Isas Afwerki's recent visit of Sudan reportedly raised this issue with Al Burhan government. Isas Afwerki raised the issue of the establishment of Russian naval base in Sudan. Afwerki wants Russian naval base in Sudan or in Eritrea. He wants to balance the Western and American naval presence in the Red Sea. So he wants counterbalance. That is why he's in support of Russian naval base establishment on the Red Sea in Sudan or in Eritrea or anywhere. But he wants, I think, Russian naval presence on Red Sea. This issue was raised too. Isas Afwerki coordinated with Al Burhan. The two worked on how to counter the Ethiopian move of launching RSF fighters into Sudan. Eritrean role will be crucial, by the way. Eritrea is very actively involved in eastern Sudan. The fighters which Ethiopia is arming will be launched into eastern Sudan. Eritrea does not want eastern Sudan to be a battle zone. It always kept RSF and pro-RSF elements away from eastern Sudan. So it's very alarming for Eritrea too. These RSF fighters then could march towards Eritrean border too. But question is, will the RSF members or RSF supporters who are being trained in Asosa, Amosha Kable, will they be launched directly from Ethiopia into Blue Nile regional state of Sudan, or will they be airlifted? Maybe Asosa airport could be used. These fighters will be transported to Darfur by air, and from there they could be deployed to war fronts. That remains to be seen. Since the training facilities are located very close to Sudanese border, it means that Ethiopia, UAE and RSF want a new front to be opened from Ethiopian territory. By the way, Eritrea is also involved in Sudanese civil war. But Eritrea never allowed the war to reach its borders. It rather pushed the battlefronts away from its borders. At one time, RSF fighters were threatening to enter eastern Sudan. Eritrea, in coordination with SAF, pushed war fronts to central Sudan and western Sudan. Eritrean borders are safe now. Yes, RSF can carry out drone attacks, air attacks, but it's not in a position to carry out ground offensives on Eritrea. Ethiopia, on the other hand, is bringing the war to its border. There is no war between RSF and SAF near Ethiopian border now. It is away from the border. It's in Darfur, it's in Kordofan. Why is Ethiopia foolishly entering this war in a way that the war is reaching its border? Sudanese military will hit Ethiopian territories. I mean, if Sudanese military knows that right on the border, on Ethiopian side, RSF fighters are being trained, what will Sudanese military do? It will enter Ethiopian territory. I think the decision to host RSF in Benishangul Gumuz on Ethiopia-Sudan border lacked strategic planning and the understanding of the security situation of the Horn of Africa and Ethiopia, Eritrea, Sudan border. Ethiopia should never make its borders destabilized. It's already destabilized. Its internal territories destabilized. Its borders unsafe. Why is it now jumping into a war and making its border more vulnerable? If Sudanese military start attacking Ethiopian territories, they will openly support Fano. You will see emergence of more armed groups in Benishangal Gumus. That's why I'm saying the decision to establish military facilities in Hamosha district, Bamadan, Kabyle is a very dangerous decision made by Ethiopian government, Ethiopian military. Thank you for watching.